Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to another episode of Infinite Me. No, that's okay. Another episode of Writing with Me. Welcome. So. What the hell are we gonna write today? I have no idea. I have zero clue. Let me think. Something interesting will be... I don't know. I'm completely blank today. I'm thinking though. We could write something about chocolate. I would love to write something about chocolate. So let us write something about chocolate. So if I go like this... Concoction. Who is over there? Hello, Fernando Moraga. Good morning. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. You're always here, Fernando. You don't have an idea how much it means to me. Thank you. Okay. Come on, Grammarly, sponsor me. I'm using your software every single week to write up a short story. You can go and give me premium. The conquistador didn't know what he was served. It was a dense concoction with a brownish color. Oh, what the frick was that? Drink, said the Aztec prince. What is it? Asked the conquistador with a terrible accent in the local tongue. Yeah, I know, it's a little, I know it's not necessarily historically accurate, but I like it. So why not? Why don't have a conquistador talking with an Aztec prince? I like it. Okay, probably the accent. Oh no, the Aztec thing. Oh, that's right, I think the when you write someone's origin, it goes with the capital, in English at least. The beverage of the gods, answered the local. The guy is ready for anything. He had fight with warriors from all over the world, but he had always had a fear for poisons. After all, that was the only thing it could kill him without giving him a chance. He wanted to refuse the offering, but he knew he was he had better not antagonize his host. And this is not right. This is fogged. Fogged warriors from all over the world. There we go. That will do it. How are you doing, Fernando? How is everything doing? Hello, Vector McTavish. Welcome. You have arrived. Thank you for coming. Thanks a lot for coming. We're writing a short story today, as we do every Monday, to stretch the creativity muscles. You know, it's important to write something from every now and then. Oh my god, the of the gods. Dun 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 dun. This music is so relaxing, I'm about to sleep. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun. The conquistador didn't knew what he was served. It was a dense concoction with a brownish color. Drink, said the Aztec prince. What is it? Asked the conquistador with a terrible accent in the local tongue. The beverage of the gods, answered the local. The conquistador was ready for anything. He had fought warriors from all over the world, but he had always had a fear of poisons. After all, that was the only thing it could kill him without giving him a chance to fight back. He wanted to refuse the offering, but he knew he had better not antagonize his host. He, after all, was a renowned warrior. This is not how you write renown. Yeah, I know where the thing is. Renown. There we go. Yay, I motivated. Hey. The story is about, so far the story is about a conquistador that is about to taste chocolate for the first time. Chocolate from the Aztecs. It was a chocolate made with chile, if you can believe it. Probably it was super delicious. I would love to try one of those chocolates. The conquistador was ready for anything. He had fought warriors from all over the world, but he had always had a fear of poisons. After all, that was the only thing that could kill him without giving him a chance to fight back. He wanted to refuse the offering, but he knew he had better not antagonize his host. He, after all, was a renowned warrior, and he had left his weapons... He, after all, was a renowned warrior just like him. And he had left his weapons at the entrance of the little palace. Something that rendered him almost defenseless. Of a drink. The concoction The Conquistador... I write the Conquistador wrong, right? No, it's okay. It's Conquistador like in Spanish. Put his lips in the clay pot and started to rise it so the dense liquid started to fall to his lips. He, not even for a second, took his eyes away from the prince, from his host. He wanted to be able to read any sign of treachery. Looking good, so far so good. I'm incredible. I'm incredible. Freaking incredible. Can I search for, wait, maybe I can search for music for streaming medieval. Let's see if there is something more medieval thing. The thing is that I don't know. There are no ads. The thing is that I don't know if this is like copyrighted or not. That is the problem, right? Oh, come on. Yeah, I don't use adblock, I know. I don't use adblock because I feel like it's not genuine for me to use adblock. If I use adblock, for example, it will be like, I don't know, kind of hypocritical, I believe. Because I basically will start, I hope, I will start living from ads. And I feel like it's hypocritical if I watch videos and I have an ad block on. It will be like stealing more or less. And from my own, how do you say this? Like my own area of expertise is weird. If I do that, it will be rather weird. So let us go for some medieval tones, shall we? I hope it's not copyrighted though. No copyright. Let me see if I can find something if I put no copyright. Well, here is better, I believe. This one should be better. There we go. Something interesting. This should do it. The Conquistador put his lips in the clay pot and started to rise it so the dense liquid started to fall. The Conquistador put his lip in the clay pot in the border of the clay pot and started to rise it so the dense liquid will start to fall to his mouth. He, not even for a second, took his eyes away from his host. He wanted to be able to read any sign of treachery. But there was none. Just a happy grin of someone who is waiting for something good to happen. There we go. And then the Conquistador sip. And he sipped again. And again. And he emptied the clay pot. Whatever it was he just had was so delicious that no food from Spain could compare. This is delicious. How is it called? Chocolate. I love it. Give me more. And they both shared a good quantity of chocolate before the conquistador returned to camp and reported his findings to his general. The most important exchange of history had begun. The Columbian Exchange was the name of the thing. Columbian Exchange. There we go. Damn it. On. Into. This is a happy green. Sip it. Oh, what is this called? Damn it. Columbian Exchange. There we go. Ah. Psychoatl. Oh. Damn it, that's super interesting. Let me just put this thing. Oh my god. Psychoatl. There we go. Historically accurate. Hey. Cookies sure are almost as old as bread. Indeed, they are. They are. The music in the background makes the story a bit more lively, as if it took place in the medieval time, or I think. What year did cookies were made of? They were made of from the beginning. It's like they are super intuitive to do if you think about it. You just need some natural sugar and just do the dough over the bread a little smaller and you have a cookie. So I can actually imagine that the cookies were made probably forever, since ancient times. And when I mean ancient times, I mean 4000 BC. BCA, before Common Age. Like in Mesopotamia, maybe. Maybe in Egypt. Maybe everywhere. Maybe even before that. Cookies are sure as old as bread. Even more maybe. Fernando Moraga is right. Name was Socoatl. Socolatl. Oh, chocolate, of course. Socoatl. Socoatl. There we go. Socoatl, chocolate. The conquistadors just hear it out and they probably talk about it like chocolate. Oh, this is so cool. And today I start the university again. I'm kind of excited. It's going to be a nice day. I hope everything goes okay. So let's read this short story that we have write. I feel like this is all I need to do for today, the short story. I'm not going to end the stream so soon. We can talk a little if you want to. The conquistador didn't know what he was served. It was a dense concoction with a brownish color. Drink, said the Aztec prince. What is it? Asked the conquistador with a terrible accent in the local tongue. The beverage of the gods, answered the local. The conquistador was ready for anything. He had fought warriors from all over the world, but he had always had a fear of poisons. After all, that was the only thing it could kill him without giving him a chance to fight back. He wanted to refuse the offering, but he knew he had better not antagonize his host. He, after all, was a renowned warrior just like him, and he had left his weapons at the entrance of the little palace, something rendering him almost defenseless. I will drink. The conquistador put his lips on the border of the clay pot and started to rise it so the dense liquid would start to fall into his mouth. He, not even for a second, took his eyes away from his host. He wanted to be able to read any sign of treachery, but there was none, just the happy grin of someone who is waiting for something good to happen. And then the conquistador sipped, and he sipped again, and again, and he emptied the clay pot. Whatever it was he just had was so delicious that no food from Spain could compare. This is delicious! What is it called? Xocoatl. I love it, give me more! And they both shared a good quantity of chocolate of the newly discovered Xocoatl, or chocolate, before the conquistador returned to his camp. Outside the city, and reported his findings to his general. The most important exchange of history had begun, the Columbian Exchange. Have you heard about the Columbian Exchange? It's super interested. It's basically what kickstarted the modern era. Accident made on improvising from the remains of weathered floor. Probably. Since Roma invented the name of cookies, they called it biscoctum, but were not sweet. In the Middle Ages, they started doing sweet. One is called galette. Hello, little Eclipse. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about history today. The history of cookies, it seems. Super interesting. I love this conversation. Cookies are so amazing and so versatile. You can make cookies for almost everything. You can make salty cookies, sweet cookies. In the Renaissance, they became real cookies, as now they gave sugar and nice flour to make them fancy. Indeed. We have so much to thank for of our ancient how do you say this? Forefathers, one would say. Xocoatl is not in the dictionary. Yeah, I know. Dismiss this one. Forgot me all this. Yeah, Google is amazing for information exchange. Spicy cookies, indeed. Well, chocolate in the beginning of history from the guys, how is it, the Aztecs, they were actually with Chile. It was a spicy chocolate, really spicy. Let me grab a book over here that I have. I will stand up so the little meat's going to freak out a little. Let me just search for something. It was here, right? Cuisine and Empire. Let me see if it was over here, the chocolate part. Give me a second. My chair just lost a wheel. There we go. The wheel is back on its place. Okay, let me see. No, this is not what I want. Where is the... Okay, we have something over here, but I don't think this is what I'm looking for. Wait, is this? Here it is! Aha! I found it! Chocolate! The part of history that talks about chocolate. I like it salty. A spicy cookie like a pepper on top of a cookie. Ooh! Sadly, you can't stay here. I still have stuff to do, so a nice stream. Thank you, little clips. Yes. Well, I'm going to read now from the book. The book in the original title is Cuisine and Empire by Rachel Lowdown. We are going to read from page 263 of the chapter The Christendom Transforms the Cooking of Europe and the Americas. We have here a little thing. We have this. The Europeans had difficulties to comprehend the chocolate, the exotic drink of the New World, that were prepared by natives with how do you say this? The thing with feathers in the head. Well, that. How do you say calabaza in English? Well, the calabaza, the pumpkin cups were not really deep. And there you will drink the chocolate. For example, They're drinking the chocolate with foam, and to get that they pass the liquid from one recipient to the other. And I'm trying to read the. Here it is. Oh, it even talks about the Philippines. Take a look at this. Seems the leader of the Aztecs only can drink that instead of water or some crazy like that. Probably. I had to die for them, improbably. Calabaza seeds. Oh yeah, they're delicious indeed. Let me see, because chocolate. I'm in the chapter of the chocolate. Oh, here it is. I think I found it. This is a whole chapter about chocolate. We have here that they are talking about treats that were from Islamic inspiration. Thanks for sugar, becoming more economic. Why is that? Here we have a chapter that is speaking about treats and postres, and desserts. Super interesting. I'm trying to read where does it say about the. Okay, Palma liquor and chocolate. Here it says that we own basically the chocolate to the. How do you say Jesuitas in English? The guys from the Jesuits, Jesuitas. Basically, an order of Christianity. They were the basically the spearhead of the evangelization of the New World. Okay, so here we have. So they basically created these plantations in Guatemala and in the Amazonic forest, with workers, with indigenous people as workers, and they send it in to their friends, to cofrades. Basically they sell it to each other. The Jesuitas to one another. Que Santo Tomás de Aquino había usado anteriormente para el azúcar, que el chocolate no era alimento y por tanto podía consumirse durante el ayuno, aunque los dominicos siempre desacuerdo con lo que ustedes sentían. This is actually interesting. The chocolate had a great boom thanks to a religious consensus. Basically, what happened here is that the chocolate was not rendered as food, and thus you could eat it during the feast. You don't eat anything for a couple days. So basically, it was perfect. Although the Dominicans, they were against it, and they say that no. It was considered refreshing, and thus good to temper the choleric spirits and reduce the lust in the monks and nuns. Interesting things indeed. This book is amazing. It has so many little things. Hello from an admin. Welcome to the stream. So imagine that this beverage was believed to reduce lust and freaking anger. It's amazing. It's amazing, it's amazing, it's amazing. Let me see. The nuns drink it in little sips to remain on feet during the long nocturnal mass in really cold churches. Yeah, the beverage was first something that was interchanged between the clergy. It wasn't necessarily something that was interchanged between the people. For them to be able to drink meat during religious times. Indeed, that's exactly what happened. But take a look at the history of chocolate. It's so interesting. So interesting. And we own this kind of religious fervor to the Jesuitas. They were like basically the head start of everything. They were really xenophilic, right? The Jesuitas, if you think about it. They were really like, they will like enter into your society, take your culture, and then like twist it a little to make it more Christian-like. But they weren't like too invasive like other religious thing. Chocolate reduces lust. Well, that's what they believe because it was cold. It was refreshing, and thus they believe that. That's what they believe in the time, back in the day. And we're talking about 500 BC, 1500, 16th century, more or less. Let me read what else we have. The Jesuitas took the techniques from Mesoamerica of processing and preparing the chocolate. They took it to Europe. The fermented grains, they had to be, how do you say grinded in a stone of amolar, stone of amolar, basically a crushing stone. You had to use it, and it had to be hot. So you will evade the oils that will make the chocolate have how do you say grumos in English? Like these balls of dense without dense chocolate. This is amazing because this brought back to Europe the crushing stones that were used, because you will see for certain grains you need a certain technique to be able to reduce them to fine powder. If you don't have the right grinder, there we go, the grinding stone. The thing is that for example, for processing chocolate and for processing other grains, you need to do a certain type of grinding technique. You can't use any grinding technique. If you use it, you will destroy the grain and not create what you're looking for. In this case, you needed the grinding stone for the chocolate, and this thing was brought back to Europe. It was super interesting. It is super interesting that this thing brought back a technique that was forgotten for the guys. So the grinding of chocolate was taken care of by specialists with frequency Jews, Sephardist Jews, who traveled from home to home carrying the stones on their backs. The drink for the Mesoamericans was a drink called with chiles and colored with the colored by the achote. It's a seed from a tropical tree, and everything got European. Everything became more European. For example, the pumpkin heads that you use as now that I think about it, if they are using pumpkin things, I'm using the clay pot. It shouldn't be clay pot. Without giving him a chance to fight back, offering he knew they had better does. Where is the thing? It was then concussion by this color. Where is it? What is it? It goes to the border of the pumpkin pot. I think I didn't write pumpkin right? Yes, I did. Pumpkin? Okay. Pumpkin pot. It was a pumpkin pot. There we go. Ajote. Indeed. You have the grinder? That's amazing. The top part can be rotated underneath the part that has some grinds. Indeed. History of food for me is so fascinating because it's so freaking how do you say this? Not mundane. Because mundane is a word that sounds like pejorative. It's more like day-to-day life. So if you know about the ancient history of food, you can actually like understand the people, how they move in their area, how they think, what they eat, etc. Super amazing. For example, well, the Europeans, instead of using pumpkin heads to create the pots, they use ceramic pots. And they added the sugar to the chocolate. They added sugar and spices, the Europeans. They make the chocolate sweeter, well. And the chocolate became a social drink, especially in Spain and Italy, following the same trajectory of the sacred to the secular that the tea and the coffee had followed before. The chocolate as a drink was confined to the Catholic world and the Philippines. The historian Marcy Nordward has questioned the idea that the Europeans became addicted to chocolate, signaling that first it had to be adapted. Although Norton surely has a reason to point out that the first customers drink it cold, with spices and colored, like it was done in Mesoamerica. Basically, the clients didn't take it that good in Mesoamerica. They were more like using it normal, also like it was used there with chili or the like. Hey, hello Bones, welcome to the stream. Like a tomato pot, indeed. The packet wrote a use a spot archival gourds, no? Gourds, I don't know. It's like a bowl, so it will be in the middle, and so you can grind it at the side, crush it, the flour can come out, indeed. We just have to put the grains in the bowl and rotate the top part so that you can grind it. It's a speech. So YouTube didn't send you a notification? No! I can finish the story, but I can read it again. And now we're talking about grains and chocolate, and I have a book with me right now. A book that it's about the history of chocolate, and we are looking at the history of chocolate. But I can read this one for you, Bones. It's a little story about the chocolate. The conquistador didn't know what he was served. It was a dense concoction with a brownish color. Drink, said the Aztec prince. What is it? Asked the conquistador with a terrible accent in the local tongue. The beverage of the gods, answered the local. The conquistador was ready for anything. He had fought warriors from all over the world, but he had always had a fear of poisons. After all, that was the only thing it could kill him without giving him a chance to fight back. He wanted to refuse the offering, but he knew he had better not antagonize his host. He, after all, was a renowned warrior just like him, and he had left his weapons at the entrance of the little palace, something that rendered him almost defenseless. I will drink. The conquistador put his lips on the border of the pumpkin pot and started to raise it so the dense liquid would start to fall into his mouth. He not even for a second took his eyes away from his host. He wanted to be able to read any sign of treachery, but there was none, just the happy grind of someone who is waiting for something good to happen. And then the conquistador sipped and sipped and sipped again. And sip and sip, and he sipped again, and he emptied the clay pot. Whatever it was he just had was so delicious that no food from Spain could compare. This is delicious. What is it called? Socoatl. I love it. Give me more. And they both shared a good quantity of the new discovered socoatl, or chocolate, before the conquistador returned to his camp outside the city, and reported his findings to his general. The most important exchange of history had begun, the Columbian Exchange. That's the short history boat. Yerba mate, it's like a sour drink But you can put sugar to it. I don't know how to describe it now that I think about it. It's like a really interesting taste. It's like a sour and like different kind of tea. Like the Renaissance, I will say a good game will be the Guild 3. And also Saelic is good. Those are good names, good games about the medieval times. But about the Renaissance, I don't know which game you could like play. Maybe Assassin's Creed 2. That's a good game about the Renaissance. Okay, let's continue. As a drink, the chocolate remain confined to the Catholic world, including the Philippines. That's it. And then we have the history of the liquor of palm tree. It's interesting. Everything is interesting over here. Oh my god, this book was so great when I read it. I love it. I love this. This book was so great. Gastronomy at Empire. Let me read the book over here. Here we go. Laudon Rachel. Where is the... Why it doesn't say me the... Ah, here it is. Cuisine and Empire, Cooking in World History. An amazing book. Really good if you like history and the history of cooking. And the history of food. It's great. I'm putting the book back into its shelf, so that's why my character began to sip and go out of existence, it seems. Oh, on mobile. Oh yeah, that's a little complicated. Yeah, founding. Oh my god, my character looks like it's possessed. It should be looking good in any moment now. Perfect. Yeah, finding good games of mobile is a little complicated. But it's not entirely impossible. The thing is that you have to find them. So yeah, I totally recommend you, if you have the time, to get Cuisine at Empire. I think you can get it in the Philippines if you go asking around in your local library. Now I want a good cup of hot chocolate, indeed. Me too. I also want a hot chocolate right now. I have Nutella in the fridge, so I just should go and get that when the stream ends. Oh, and I'm starting university today. In 8 hours, more or less, I have university. It's going to be great. I'm super eager to start. So far, I have no conflicts with the YouTube schedule of doing videos on the morning. So, for now, we shouldn't see... how do you say this? We shouldn't see like a reduction of live streams. Live streams will stay like they are, as they are. So everything should be working fine so far. I need to see the time, the classes practicas. I don't know how you say this. I don't know what's the Filipino equivalent. Because you have two kind of classes when you go to university. You have the classes that are the theory classes, and then you have like practices, they are called. The practices are something that you need to like sign on in the day. And they are like these little side in the sideway classes with more content, even though the content of the theorics are already like super interesting. PC game work on mobile, like installing emulators and the package, but it can get complicated and the game itself can be too much of a phone to handle. It's not about but to buy a book I need to ask the bank for a lease, cause for some good forsaken reason books have like 500% tax. What the freak? But that's completely stupid. Having taxes in your books is like restricting the flow of knowledge. Shouldn't be like that. What the hell? And why is my Vtuber avatar going around so far? I don't understand. I can buy like 20 cheap games in Steam or a single book. Yeah, buy the games, dude. I will always say like buy the books is better. But what is happening with my character? It should be working fine right now. $500%. That's so stupid. That's restricting the free flow of knowledge. That's actually like super counterintuitive. Super counterintuitive. Because they have 10% tax in comparison, it's so dumb. Indeed it is. It's super dumb. Why do they have it like that? Well, maybe with the current government that can change? Yeah, my character is trying to break free, indeed. Maybe with I don't know, dude. It's so dumb what I'm hearing. It's like, why would you restrict the free knowledge? It's like free knowledge. Free knowledge is so important for a modern society. You need to have free knowledge in order to have everyone on the same page. And so everyone can contribute to the country better. That's why books shouldn't have like... Oh, what is that sound? That's someone is cutting grass outside my window now that I think about it. Let me go and close the window. Damn it, I didn't realize that it was so loud. Okay, yeah, now I'm back. I'm back. It's like that since the dictatorship. Oh my god! And no one in politicals seems to care. Oh my god, no! My god, my character is trying to break free again. But it's so important to have books. Oh my god, I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry for you. It's like so important and that nobody seems to care. It's so stupid. It's so bad. I don't know what to say. For example, in my country, yes, trying to get a book from Amazon is almost near impossible, but trying to get a physical book, that's that's easier. The thing is that yes, they are a little expensive. For example, one book I wanted to buy was like 10,000 pesos, more or less. And 10,000 pesos is a freaking lot. But the thing is, like, we have like reduced taxes, I believe, for libraries and whatnot. Knowledge is lower indeed. Yeah, indeed. I wonder what they want for that. I wonder what the state wants from having the books so heavily taxated. A book with poems? Oh, that sounds so cute. That's so cute. I like it. But, for example, it's like... I always think, like, books should be, like... There should have, like, a lot less taxes. All books, right? Like, books from abroad or books done locally, they should be really cheap. So that people can start reading more. Because reading can be... should be, like, should be cheap and not a luxury. Having books should be something that every single citizen should strive for. It's a shame that the culture of reading is so weird these days. Reading books, I believe. I say, right? Like for example, there is no. It's like curiosity is not there. I, for example, have a lot of books, right? Like a lot of books. But the problem is, like, why are they so freaking expensive? It's ridiculous. They should be cheap, they should be easy to get to, so everyone can buy a book and not necessarily make it a luxury, like, I'm going to buy a book this year, oh my god, you're going to buy a book, how that so? Oh, how it's going to go, I wonder. Super expensive to buy a book, that shouldn't be the case. So freaking important to read books. It opens up your mind. It gives you new possibilities, new ways of thinking, new ways of looking at things. So freaking important. $90 in the grid, and a bookstop in Chile costs around $30. I just checked. Oh my god! We studied the works of a few major literary figures, and our teachers made us watch a video on one of them, reading a poem about love. What a way to make me tear up in class. It's such a beautiful poem. Oh. Oh my god, $30? That's a lot of money, dude. $18 in the internet. A bookstore in Chile costs around $30. It's so much money. It's such a big difference. Damn. Well, I don't know how much I paid for the book of cooking. I bought it like 3 years ago. I don't remember how much it cost. But yeah, books are getting expensive and expensive by as time flies by. Oh, have you ever heard the? Wait. I'm gonna put here. What was his name? Futurist, Italian futurism poem. Let me see if I found the guy. Where is the freaking crazy guy? Oh, I think I found it. What was the name of this guy? Let's take this out. No, this shouldn't be the one. Where is him? Because you should hear these poems from the futuristic Manifesto Futurism. Yes, hear this out. Let me. Well, I want to hear the poem. Luckily it was recorded, and we have the. Ah, damn it! Now is this one? This is not the one I'm looking for. Filippo Tommaso Marinetti. Let me see if we can find this guy. Because this guy created the futurism in... Oh, found it! This is from 1914. It's the futurism poem, and this is recorded from the guy itself. It's in a audiophone, a gramophone. I don't know how this is called, but I found it. It's the way they make poems was so ridiculous. It was so over the top. So they didn't make any sense, and that's the joke. The joke is that one. It was like sounds and phrases that didn't make any sense. The guys were also super militarist, and they were like pro World War One. But once the war was over and everyone was like shell shocked, they were like, no, not anymore. War is not good. But the guy was super crazy. But hear this out. Hear this out. Hear this out. Hear this guy speaking his poem.
Ogni 5 secondi cannoni d'assedio spentrare spazio con un accordo. Pam, pum pum. Ammutinamento di 500 echi per affannarlo, sminuzzarlo, sparpagliarlo all'infinito. Nel centro di quei pom pum, spiaccicati, ampiezza 50 km quadrati, balzare, scoppi, tagli, pugni, batteria, tiro rapido, violenza, ferocia, regolarità. Questo passo grave, scandali strani, folli agitatissimi, acuti della battaglia. 3 battaglioni bulgari in marcia. Croc, crac, croc, crac. Sumi Marizza, o Carvaveda, gran gran. 200 tanti in arrivo, 149 in partenza, croc, crac, croc, crac. Grida gli ufficiali, sbattacchiare come per di dottone, pan di qua, pan di là, cim, bum, 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 ciao. Che bello, vampe, 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 ribalta di forti, vampe, 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 ribalta di forti, vampe, vampe, vampe. Laggiù, dietro quel fiume, Shukri Pasha comunica telefonicamente con 27 forti in turco e tedesco. Allo Ibrahim Rudolf, allo, attori, ruoli, echi, suggeritori, scenari di fumo, foreste, applausi, odor di staldito, odor di marcio, non sento più i miei piedi gelati. Timpani, flauti, clarini, dovunque basso, alto, uccelli, cinguettare, beatitudine, ombria, brezza verde, silenzio. Nell'ampiezza del teatro di guerra, 500 chilometri quadrati. Fazzoletti bianchissimi pieni d'oro, tenuta nell'alto cielo, pallone sferico dorato, sorvegliare i tiri.
Okay, that's it. It was so freaking ridiculous. They were so freaking ridiculous, but they were so freaking cool. Let me just put back the music for streaming. That music was just that those poems were just like the vanguard of the time, and they were just crazy. Put the galaxy for stream a few days, but now we are talking about literal now. Indeed. Do you guys have other shopping platforms you could use? In our country we can get books from 8. Most of the shops are nice enough to let it discounted by vouchers. No, in my country we don't have that. Amazon is like this this enigma for us in my country in Argentina. If you got a book from Amazon, you need to pass it through the freaking aduana, and the freaking aduana is super relentless when it comes to things that come in from outside. It's a government stance. They don't want to import anything. So they are like slowly but surely closing the country to every other country in the world. We are basically becoming like a sort of North Korea. It's horrible. But yeah, so we can get things from outside. We recently almost had... Oh, by the way, the situation with the card of Steam, they lifted up thanks to the guys of Voila. They make a ruckus about it, and they managed to get the cards again, luckily, working. So I can still have games from Steam. But they made so many taxes on Steam that it's almost impossible to buy a game. Like shopping. The opposite for me. I can never understand how to use Lazada. The UI is so confusing for me. Never did I cloud iron just to keep the lane or cancel. She tried to order again and it arrived, but it wasn't what it arrived then. I barely understand anything, but that is very strange. Indeed. I like your funny words, Magic Man. Indeed. The words that the Italian was speaking over there in 1940, they were actually nonsense. He knew they were nonsense, but it was his way of doing poetry. He was literally saying from time to time 500 square kilometers. March, 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 march. And so they go and they call and say hello, 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 and that's basically the poem. It doesn't have a head. You can't find any kind of a rhyme or logic behind it. It was super fun though. I had to study the futurism when I tried to enter into the literature career in the university. I dumped that idea after the first year. I dumped it though because of some problems I had with the books I bought. They were not like the correct books I needed to buy, and I was like, I don't want to keep doing this, and I quit. I'm not the best when it comes to... Yep, he was just rambling. There was no kind of sound or logic behind it. He was just rambling. That was the futuristic way of doing things. They were like super machine inclined. They like really the machines. They love technology, and they were like super weird when they write poetry. They were just rambling and nothing else. Super interesting, the things, the futuristics. If you want to read a good artistic movement, I will totally recommend to read the futuristic manifesto and the futuristic what do you say? It's like agenda. They were super weird. The only thing is you're gonna go to a dark path because the futuristic were really pro-war. They really like war. They were militaristic to the core and fascist too. It's more the guy who was the founder in 1914. When Mussolini came to power, he was part of his army. Was part of the how do you say this? Of the political party of the fascist. So he was not a good person at all. He was warlike. He didn't value human life. It was really dark if you think about it. That sums up some of the humor these days. Indeed, it does. Like nonsense humor, just you making funny noises and waiting people to laugh. It's a good way of humor, I would say, but it's not for me. But super interesting, the futuristics. I don't necessarily like the futuristics at all. I like more traditional books with a beginning, a middle, and an end. I don't have books that are like different from that. Well, there is flashbacks and all of that, but that's not necessarily like something that you will like see weird in books these days. I would love to read right now. I'm going to Drinking the Boss because I have 2 hours, 2-hour journey to the university. It's really far away. But luckily I have the book Persian Fire by Tom Holland that I'm reading, and I'm like finishing it. So I will do a video talking about the book soon-ish. Oh, and I have to do the Space from the Unbound review. I think I have the review already written. The only thing is I can't do reviews that are long. I just can't. My reviews are small, minimalistic. They are like, the game is good, go buy it. End of the review. A War Havoc, probably. Yeah, nonsense humor in the internet that makes you laugh, indeed. For me, it's super funny. He was not a war havoc, a warmonger, I would say. Listen to me, teaching you all about literature. Teaching you all about one of the movements, of the artistic movements of an era that died out a long time ago. The futuristics. But I like more the Dadaism. Dadaism is super fun. Dadaism, lucky you will have it, doesn't stand for anything. It's just weird for the sake of being weird. It's more, the name Dadaism is because of the creator, Dada. And he was so weird himself, he was super weird. He was from the Switzerland, I believe. And it started in like a canteens and whatnot. And it was just like nonsense. For the sake of being nonsense. Super fun though. Do it short and then make YouTube short of it too. I could do that, totally. A pilot walk up and down the mountain to get to school. Lol. Yeah, indeed. That's so cliche. Okay, Bones. Yeah, that our parents walk up and down the mountains. Yeah, it's basically what I feel like when I go to school. When I go to university, I have 2 hours of bus. And then I have 2 hours of bus on the come back, so I'm 4 hours away from home. Luckily, I will be able to read, so that should be okay. If I wasn't able to read, I will just melt down. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. University is going to be fun. Luckily, I will keep doing YouTube, and, well... Stepan did telling him where he had to walk and go to just go to get to school. Stepan's dad. Who is Estebanes? Estebane. Oh boy. So yeah, we have actually like managed to write a short story about chocolate. Socolatl. Delicious, delicious beverage. I would want to have a freaking drink that is just pure chocolate. That would be so delicious, probably. And cold. That would be so delicious. At least you don't need to walk to get there. Oh, indeed. He's a YouTuber. Ooh. Traveling item moving vehicle, I will get dizzy. My to go strategy for long travels is sleep. Oh no! I luckily don't have that problem, but I have hear about a lot of people that have that problem. Reading things on the bus or in the move makes them dizzy. I don't have that problem, luckily. I don't know, I just like I super enclose myself in the thinking of the book and only that. So I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, don't travel, the great strategy is sleeping, that's for sure. That's for sure. This is just a Let's Talk episode. I like it. I like a Let's Talk episode. They are super sweet. Super sweet to be able to talk with all of you. Dun 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 dun. I wish I had the books in English though. Like to be able to read them more easily to all of you, and not needing to do like a translate from Spanish to English. It would be super cool to have them in English, but English books, why would I want an English physical book? That would be just counterintuitive. If I am Spanish, better to read them in Spanish, right? So yeah, I usually have them all in Spanish. Well, I have them all in Spanish. Not usually, I have them all in Spanish. But I will wish to have like I don't know, imagine if you bought a book, any book, physical, and they give you a digital copy of the game in the original language. That would be such a cool move now that I think about it. Oh, I know who Steven is, the emotional diamond meme. I know it. By the cocoa, you get something very close to the real deal. Pure cacao is closer to coffee than any chocolate, to be honest. Very bitter. Interesting. I would like to drink it. Yeah, I know who Steven he is now that you think about the emotional damage thing. I'm subscribed and everything. It's super fun. Why would you go outside? It's super fun. I love it. The way he speaks. I wish my eyes will follow. I don't know why my eyes aren't like following the model. I still want some cacao, some chocolate. That would be super great. Delicious, delicious indeed. Well. Well, having read the short story, having talked about the history of chocolate and whatnot, and clocking this live stream in almost 1 hour and a half, I think we can call it a day. It's a good start of Monday, and tomorrow we will have some gaming. Chill included. Ooh. Hey, thank you for comparing me to him. I'm like years away from him. He's so much better indeed. The Steven he. He's super good. Aztec do it. Chili included. That chili thing must be so weird, but it must be super delicious though. Well, like I was saying, I think we have enough time for an episode already, and tomorrow we will have some games. Tomorrow is Sundered, Eldritch Edition. We will play a little of that. Then we will have the beautiful game Spiritfarer. After that, it follows Dead Cells. Drink it equals suffer. Indeed. In 7 AM. Oh no! Vector McTavish. Another day of class. Yeah, I understand that. Well, we all need to go to school sometimes, so don't worry about it. Also, going to school is important. You learn a lot of things there. Even though when you grow up, you don't necessarily use the knowledge anymore. For example, for the love of me, I can't do any math problems. And I used to be good at it, I think, because my grades were good, but I don't remember anything. Yeah, I ended the dead loop in that game. The potion game, yeah, I'm going to play more of that. First, I'm going to play... today we will have a video of Stellaris. And I will continue to create videos about the potion game because it's super beautiful. The only thing is that I would love to live stream it, but I still don't have the internet to do it. And with the university taking all my afternoons, I will not be able to expand the amount of live streams in a day. I will need to keep it like one. Maybe I can do two live streams on weekends. Maybe, but I'm not sure. If we are lucky and we finish Sundered probably tomorrow or the next week, I'm gonna have another game open, another game opportunity to do live streams. But yeah, that game is super fun, the potion one. I love it. Well, but ladies and gentlemen, this is all the time I have for today. I have to do stuff. Oh, thank you, Vector McTavish. That will make me really happy if you check the game. It's super cool. It has a really cool aesthetic, spooky aesthetic. It's a good refreshment from regular games about potions that are more like lively and bright and, how do you say, it's more like sweet undertones. This one is like super Halloween-esque. It's super cool. Well, but this is all the time I have for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Thank you for Fernando. Thank you, Vector McTavish, and thank you, Bones. Thank you for coming. I will see you next time on the Lost Chevalier channel. Dance with Potion for the win. Indeed. Dance with Potion for the win. It's going to be so fun to name all the potions I'm going to make in that game. Well, but this is the time for the go. This is my time to go. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you had a blast. I was the Lost Chevalier, signing out. Bye bye, 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 bye bye.